In the Ring Mountains of Taladas, the ogres don't consider themselves monsters. They consider themselves wronged. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're taking a look at the Abaqua Ogres, the self-proclaimed first people of Taladas. I'd like to take a moment and thank the DL Saga members and Patreon patrons, and invite you to consider becoming a member or patron. You can even pick up Dragonlance Media or get $10 by signing up to StartPlaying.games using my affiliate links. I'm referencing the Time of the Dragon box set for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. If you've spent any time in Ansalon, you know ogres mostly as brutish, fallen things, remnants of a once great race that squandered their gifts and collapsed under the weight of their own corruption. Taladas has ogres too, but here they call themselves the Abaqua, which in their own tongue means the first people. And honestly, that name tells you everything about how they see themselves and their place in the world. The Abaqua make their home in the western woodlands of the Ring Mountains, a dramatic and unforgiving stretch of terrain that is part ancient forest, part volcanic wasteland. The lower slopes are temperate and lush, warmed by winds blowing off the Tamire. But push deeper into the range, and the world gets strange fast. Glaciers fill the mountain valleys, lava flows have hardened into razor-sharp black sand that can strip flesh from bone in a sandstorm. Hexagonal basalt columns tower 1,000 feet into the air. It's not a gentle land, and the people it has shaped are not gentle people. Physically, the Abaqua stand 8 to 10 feet tall, though they carry themselves in a stooped, bent-kneed way that makes them seem just a little less imposing than they actually are. Their skin ranges from swarthy brown to deep purplish black, and they are covered in large knobby warts, which to them are considered marks of beauty. Their clothing is simple, buckskin and doeskin, trimmed with fringe and bone from notable kills. Only males carry weapons by custom, though that doesn't make the females any less formidable. Their arms are practical and telling. Stone-tipped war clubs, fire-hardened spears, throwing stones chose carefully for weight and balance, slings, and a metal-bladed dagger that is genuinely treasured in a land where worked metal is rare. Their society is tribal, organized into extended family groups of roughly 100 members each. Each tribe takes its name from a landmark central to its territory. The Black Peak people, the Deerwood people, the Falling River people. Tribal lands are taken seriously. Cross into friendly territory uninvited, and you'll be treated as an honored guest, with all the obligations that implies. Cross into hostile territory, and you won't be coming back. Every Abaqua knows the boundaries of every neighboring tribe as a matter of survival. At the head of each tribe is the war chief, the strongest and most cunning warrior, proven in battle, responsible for leading hunts, settling disputes, and guiding the tribe through hardship. It's a position of great authority and equally great danger. The Abaqua do not forgive failure graciously. A war chief who loses a battle or leads his people into starvation doesn't get a second chance. Death is a far more common outcome than a reprimand. Supporting the war chief is the hurak, or fire tender, an elder whose rank is second only to the war chief himself. The central fire of a camp is sacred. It cannot be cooked over, spat into, or doused with water. The fire tender maintains it constantly and serves as the speaker of tribal councils. If the fire goes out, his life is forfeit. It's a position that demands both wisdom and nerve. What makes the Abaqua genuinely fascinating, though, is their origin story and what it reveals about their worldview. They believe that they were once the first people of the earth, created fair and wise and gifted by the gods themselves. According to their tradition, a tribe called the Irda rose among them, grew wicked, and stole all those divine gifts away, hiding them in secret places across the world. Ever since, the Abaqua have searched for what was taken from them, and they carry a burning hatred for the Irda and their human allies as a result. The truth, as recorded by scholars, is close but crucially different. The ogres were indeed at once beautiful and wise, but it was their own nature that corrupted them, not some external threat. The Airda, seeing the inevitable decay of their people, tried desperately to stop it. When they failed, they fled for their own safety. The Abaqua, being the ones left standing, rewrote history to cast themselves as the victims. It's a deeply human impulse, honestly, and it gives these ogres a tragic dimension that the brutes of Ansalon never quite manage. The Abaqua are not, despite appearances, an especially aggressive people. They stay to their own lands. They raid the underground tunnels of the scorned dwarves when the mood strikes them, and occasionally clash with elves of the Tamire Plains, though the elven horsemen tend to be more trouble than they're worth. What the Abaqua want, more than conquest, is to be left alone in the mountains they consider their birthright. When they're threatened, however, they can unite. A charismatic war chief can bring the scattered tribes together into something that resembles a genuine nation, and that is a prospect their neighbors take seriously. There's something worth sitting with here. In Ansalon, ogres are almost always background noise, monsters in the way of something more important. In Taladas, the Abaqua are a people with a creation myth, a political structure, a spiritual life organized around a sacred fire, and a grievance they've carried since before the cataclysm. They're not the fallen ogres of Ansalon. They're something older, stranger, and in their own way, more dignified. But that is all the time I have to talk about the first people of Taladas. What do you think of the Abaqua compared to the ogres of Ansalon? Would you ever play an Abaqua character? And if so, what would drive them out of the Ringed Mountains and into the wider world? Leave a comment below. I would like to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. It all helps other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, honor is not something to be spent or used, but to be kept.